Well, I think it's really important for women leaders of every generation, and particularly obviously the next, that they not feel that it's about power or just getting 50% of a pie that still has deep inequality and in which we're still doing terrible damage to the environment. We have to say, no, the pie has to change, the ingredients have to change, and I want to get there because I want to make a difference. I don't just want to get there because I have the right to half of it. I really feel that's the lesson of the women's movement of the 1970s and 80s and 90s, is that what we learned about equality we now have to take into the workplace, into issues of class struggle, racial struggle, and environmental justice struggles. So transforming the world is a huge job, but that's going to be the next generation's goal. Well, there's just so many ways to be an activist and to show leadership. Sometimes you have to put the information out there. It's incredibly important that you have that base of information. And then other times you just have to have the courage to stand up and speak the truth. And that can be the most important thing, because people will see it, but nobody has said it yet. And so when somebody says, for instance, on the human right to water, that it is a violation, a fundamental violation of your human right not to have access to life-giving water, people say, oh, that I understand. And then that becomes a movement, and a movement can be transformative. I think to be a leader, you have to live the life you want to live. You have to lead by example, but not by telling people how to be. I feel that rather than bossing people around, you just have to say this is the way to live, and hope that people will come along with you. There's so many people who are role models. One was Eleanor Roosevelt, who was responsible for the 1948 Declaration of Human Rights, which I've been involved with from the water perspective. Many, many wonderful Canadians that are good friends. David Suzuki and Stephen Lewis comes to mind, and just, you know, we have wonderful Elizabeth May. We have wonderful role models here in Canada as well. My mother was a very strong-willed homemaker. That's what she did with her life, but loved her kids and instilled a great deal of discipline and love and support in us. My father was my hero. He was the person who led the fight against capital punishment in Canada. He was a criminal justice advocate, an activist, and he just instilled activism with my oatmeal every morning. So I'd have to give my parents the big kudos there. For the next generation of women leaders, I hope they're going to lead us in the areas of justice, inequality, and environmental degradation. Those are the huge issues of our time. And climate change, the issues around water and air and soil, we really have to get this right. And I'm hoping, again, this is part of not wanting just to take your share of whatever is, but to say, we're going to do things differently. And I think that this young generation of women know that and will show incredible leadership.